Folks, I'm going to talk to you about a problem that is not just for small condos. I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for condos across the GTA for week ending February 5th, 2025. Now, we've spoken, I don't know how many times on this channel now, multiple times about these tiny condos. Let's say they're 500, 600, even 700 square feet. And the way the layout is, there just isn't a lot of room for, say, a proper table and a kitchen table and a space for sofa and TV. Sure, you could squeeze it in, but I mean proper where it's comfortable to live. I don't mean, okay, so you're going to have one armchair and a TV. I mean a proper sitting area, 2 or a 3-seater and maybe a 2-seater going the other way, L-shaped. TV area, so you know this is our TV area, this is the area we're eating in. When you get to these 500, 600, 700 square foot condos, just the way the layouts are designed, you're lucky to find ones that actually will suit that kind of lifestyle where you could actually live in. Now, many of these, instead of the kitchen table, will have an island where it's got like a breakfast bar. And there's no room for a table. And so the builders, the designers, whoever thought this was a great plan, expect everybody to be eating at the breakfast counter, the island that's there. Not everybody lives that way. In fact, a lot of people don't. And so if you're looking for a table, family room area, it's difficult in that kind of a square footage. And that's the experience I have out there this year with buyers. You would think, oh, there's lots of choices out there, lots of inventory. Yes, but finding a floor plan that actually makes sense and works, that's the tricky part because so many condos are the same. Specifically, the newer condos, so many of them are this kind of very, very similar. So then I'm also working with condo buyers that want larger square footage. Now, I'm not talking about 1,400 square feet or 2,000 square feet. That's a whole other realm. But larger than the 500, 600, 700 square feet, they want to buy 900, 1,000, 1,100 square foot condos. And they want 2 bedrooms and a den. But you figure going after around 1,000 square foot, there should be plenty of space. You should be able to put your dining room table. These condo buyers that I'm talking about looking for that size of a square footage. It's normally a family, a parent and a child, or parents and a child, and they need this space. The conversation early on when we start working together is, yeah, we want something bigger because we want this space. We want to be able to live there. And their attitude is almost always, we understand from watching the show, there's lots of choices out there. The condo inventory, the available condos for sale, the active listings is massive, that number these days. And they figure, yeah, it should be no problem us finding what we need. It's not the case, though. I got to tell you, I'm not sure what the designers are thinking, what the architects are thinking. And this is more specifically with the newer builds. Condos built in 10 years or newer to now. The older ones seem to have the layout more logical, more making sense. But the newer condos, I mean, you're looking at condos that are 1,000, 1,100 square feet, which is actually bigger than the home I grew up in. It was a detached home. That was about 900 square feet, and there was 5 of us, 2 parents, 3 children, 5 of us, 1 bathroom. That's the home I grew up in. But these condos are larger than that, and the layout still doesn't make any sense. We're seeing these, for example, a massive, massive island. There's no room for a kitchen table. Or the massive island, or the way the island is situated, the living room the living room area, like maybe you can get a 2-seater, but that's it. And where do you put the TV? And the whole HVAC system is sometimes kind of where it would make sense to put the TV, but you can't block that. Or there's this big, massive pillar going right through it's not right in the corner. It's kind of coming out a little bit that interferes where you would put maybe a sofa or something. Like, it's just, I don't know, has logic like totally gone? Like, do we not look at these things and say, let me design this so we could live in there? So even if you're looking for a large condo, it's not a slam dunk. It's not easy to find one where the layout fits. And buyers of these condos, this is what surprises them the most. They think, yeah, I'm getting a bigger condo. There should be no problem. They hear all the stories about these, what we call the shoebox condos, these little tiny condos that don't make sense. Their attitudes as buyers is, I'm looking for something 1,000 square foot. I have no problem. I'm going to get something much larger. There'll be plenty of room. But the layouts just don't make any sense. So if you're looking to buy a larger condo, look, they're there. But the newer condos, it's not always so simple and not so abundant, the choices of layouts that make sense. Just thought I would share this experience with you. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, if a spectacular view is important to you when buying a condo, check out the listing we have. The link is up here at the end of this video. Check it out. Now, here's the condo market across the GTA. We're going to be focused on condos for the City of Toronto, for York region, and for Peel region. Let's start with the City of Toronto. For week ending February the 5th, 172 condos were sold. So sales are trending upwards. Not a shocker. We would expect this at this time of the year. In the detached market, sales actually dropped from the previous week to this week. But condos are doing what we would expect. Sales are trending upwards right now. The amount of condos selling at $1 million or more is also trending upwards. That's 23 of those sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price is $738. That's higher than what we've seen in a long time now. In fact, if we go all the way back to August, $738 is the highest average sold price since we've seen the end of July, early August. Compared to last year, $738 is 4% higher year over year. The median price is 2% lower. Now, we had a week here, January 8th, where the average sold price was $607. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. If we were to just ignore this one abnormal week of 607, you would see the moving average climbing upwards. The median price is slightly trending upwards, not by much, barely noticeable. That's condos for the City of Toronto. When we look at sales, when we compare starting from the first full week this year, so year to date versus last year, we have 177 fewer condo sales. So sales are basically down year over year. So far, they're down 21%. Listings, kind of going the other way. Listings are way up. If we look at active listings, we have 1,394 more condos for sale this period this year versus last year. That's a 50% increase in available condos for sale. So if last year we were talking, if we said, yeah, there's lots of choices, way more choices this year. So sales are fewer and the choices are much more, 50% more this time versus last year. Months of inventory, 5.6 months of inventory. Here's Toronto broken down in 9 different neighborhoods, 9 different sections. When we look at months of inventory for the city, we said it's 5.6. Scarborough, 5.4. East York, Riverdale, 2.7 months of inventory. Downtown, 7.4 months of inventory. High Park, 3.6. Etobicoke, 4.7. I can go on. Look, the buying experience is going to be very different depending on which part of the city you're in. So when I say Toronto's 5.6, use that for informational purposes only. It should not affect your decision whether selling now or buying now makes sense, because it really is going to boil down to what's going on in the building or the neighborhood you're interested in the price point you're interested in. That's more of a personal conversation between your realtor and you. This is for informational purposes only. Here's York Region condo. Sales haven't really moved much. 24 condo apartments were sold. None of those sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price is $637, more at the lower part of where average sold prices have been, which is the opposite of what we're seeing in the city of Toronto. $637 is 2% lower year over year. The median price of $584 is 8% lower year over year. Sales are down year to date. So, first full week of January to now, February 5th, sales are down 53 units. Sales are down 29%. Active listings are up 67%. Huge difference. It's a different market this year versus last year at this time. Months of inventory sitting at 7 months of inventory, way up there in the buyer's market category. Peel Region condos. We would expect sales to be increasing as we move into the year here. Not in Peel Region. Sales seem to be trending down. So 20 condos were sold. One of those was at $1 million or more. Average sold price, one of the lowest we've seen since, got to go over a year. 531 is the average sold price. I've got a year on the board here. I was trying to find, there's only one other 531 over here in the first week of September, but 531 is one of the lowest average sold prices. Compared to last year, it's 8% lower. The median price is 1% lower. Sales are down 34% year to date. I know it's only, what do we got here, 5-6 weeks or so, but still, it's down already 34%. Active listings, the amount of proper condos available for sale is up 90%. It's almost doubled. So fewer sales, way more condos to choose from. Months of inventory has been climbing. We're now at 9.1 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. Look, City of Toronto is just on the other side of what we'd say is a bounce market. So it's just creeped into the buyer's market. Depending on where you are, could be a heavy buyer's market, bit of a bounce market. But York Region, Peel Region, it's pretty clear you're, in most cases, operating more under a buyer's market type of situation out there. Thanks for watching. Now check out, again, if a view is like something that you really cherish in a condo, check this view out.